So that's pretty much what's come to the fore. First of all, give us some detail on the funding structure and what repayment terms we're looking at here.
We don't disclose the exact terms, but this is quite an exciting moment really for us because we're committed to moving towards a cleaner energy future, diversifying our energy mix in line with South Africa's commitment to move towards a cleaner future. And we've had really a vote of confidence in Eskom and in South Africa and in our strategy from several international development finance institutions. The African Development Bank is one of the largest of those, but we also have funding for the project from the World Bank and through the Clean Technology Fund, and also from the French Development Finance Agency, AfD. So the building blocks are now in place on the funding side for the wind project, and we have some other funding coming in for the solar project. And we hope to begin construction on the wind project, which is the largest wind project South Africa has seen early next year.
Of course, we've got these loans being guaranteed by the South African government, and that places quite a bit of emphasis on these projects needing to pay off at the end of the day. What exactly is Eskom embarking on with these projects? And let's focus on the wind side of things now that funding is in place.
The wind project is in the Western Cape near Vredendal. We call it SERE, S-E-R-E. And we have a little pilot project which we built several years ago, also in the Western Cape, which in a way was the basis, was the research for this. So now we're at the point where we have the funding in place, and now the commercial process of procuring is underway. Once that's all in place and we can start building, putting up a wind station is quite quick. So we hope that it will be bringing power into the national grid relatively soon.
You say relatively soon. What kind of timelines are we looking at?
Look, once the project is underway and construction begins, certainly shouldn't be more than sort of 18 months or so. It's a relatively quick process getting a wind station underway. So that would be quite soon. As you may know, wind projects, it's a 100 megawatt project, which is big in renewable energy, but wind only blows for some of the time. So, but certainly we will make the most of it while when the wind is blowing. And I think the important thing about both these projects in a way is that South Africa as a country is getting into renewables. The government's integrated resource plan provides for more than 40% of the new power we're going to build in the next 20 years to come from renewable energy. So this is a first step from Eskom's side, but I hope we'll be joined in the market by a whole lot of independent power producers who will come onto the grid.
Of course, you've cited one challenge there, that wind only blows some of the time, and they're on, placing the onus on Eskom to diversify its energy mix moving forward. But what are some of the other challenges that possibly sit on the horizon that have to be identified in order to ensure, or that have been identified to ensure that the proper risk mitigation strategies are in place to, to overcome them possibly at a later stage?
Well, it's true. In countries where you have a lot of renewable power on the grid, you need a very sophisticated grid which can manage, if you like, because even solar power, which is available a lot more of the time than wind is, the sun doesn't shine at night. So you need the more of it there is, the more sophisticated the grid needs to be to phase things in and out. And you also actually need some other sources of power, peaking power, which we, for example, have in our pump storage, which can switch off when the wind switches on, if you like. So managing a grid with a lot of renewable energy is a challenge, but we have time to get there because we need a lot more renewable energy to come into the grid. And it will be the government making decisions about new independent power producers, but we as Eskom will be connecting those producers, we hope, to the grid. So our own renewables projects are a big step forward, certainly for Eskom and for the country. And I think they're the beginning of an exciting time for the country as a whole.